Yo, guys, it's TWT here with another video. I've been going for a minute. I've been working on business and, working on my family and stuff like that, but I'm back and I'm back with a vengeance. You hear me? So, the previous video I recorded, the sound wasn't on, so I'm going to have to do a re recording of this. So basically, after doing various projects and stuff like that, trying to ship different stuff, I came to the conclusion that we need to do market research before we launch products, And after doing various market research in person, going to different networking events, talking to people online, industry leaders and stuff like that, I think we have something that people actually want and are willing to pay for. So without further ado, we're going to be building Lead Ignite, which is we're turning cold leads into hot leads for salespeople. Primarily for real estate agents because most of my family is in real estate. So yeah, let's get started going over everything. We're going to be trying to build this out in a week, build and ship it in a week, which we may be able to do, which we may not be able to do, but we're going to try to work as fast and diligently as possible to get this out in a professional manner. Okay. So that being said, we're going to start with a template. Obviously, I think that's the best way to start. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. I may miss some stuff that I mentioned in the first video, but if I do, I'll just add it in the comment section. So this is the template that we're starting off of. It's Next.js CDN dashboard starter. 1.8K stars is how we gauge whether a template or a repository is good enough for us to use and contribute to. 1.8K stars, updated 3 weeks ago. Perfect. Only one issue. What more can you ask for? Boom. These are some of the stuff that it's using. It's primarily using Shad CDN UI, Next.js. If you aren't familiar with Next.js, it's a subsidiary of React, prioritizing SEO and server-side rendering. Also going to be using Typescript, adding type checking to our Next.js app to prevent it crashing and giving us issues. So basically, if we declare a variable or an object entity as a string or a number and it doesn't come back as that, it'll give us a big error. The app will probably crash and it won't work. It'll only work if it returns the intended value, okay? So I know in the other video I went over a little bit. I don't know why that alert keeps happening. That's really annoying. So this is basically how Typescript works. You can go check that out on their website, typescriptlang.org. Next.js 14. This says 13, but I think let's see if this 14 is out. Weird. It's linking to Next.js 13, but we're on 14. So turbo stack. Okay. Turbocharge. Okay, fast refresh. Mostly development changes and upgrades. I'm try to slow it down a bit. We're going to also be using Tailwind CSS, which is an inline styling library. These are all already declared styles that we can use, pre-made and ready to go. It'll make using AI and maybe image to components very easy instead of us having to make an entire CSS file. It'll know just to create this. Shad CN UI. CN. I always thought it was CDN. Oops. So this comes with a bunch of created forms and components for us to use already made out of the box. We don't have to recreate the wheel. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to bring value to our customers and people using our application. They don't want a whole bunch of fancy stuff. They don't really care about that. One thing I forgot to mention is that we want to make the application very simple to use. After speaking with industry leaders and people in the space, they want something very simple that they can just log into, click here and click there, and perform actions. They don't want a bunch of different pages, a bunch of different clicks to get tasks done. They want simplicity. They really value simplicity. So we're gonna try to keep it like that. Okay. Oh, I've never seen this before. So yeah. We're also going to be using Zod, which is a schema checking, like sort of like TypeScript, but more for backend and form checking. You can check more of that out on their website at zod.dev. You know, in the comment section, ask me if you have any questions. I'll be sure to answer for you. This is a new one for me, ZooStand. It's a way of managing state in Next.js and React applications. I usually just handle it in the app itself, you know, in a hook. I'm not sure what the benefit of this is, to be honest, but we're going to be learning how to use it today, right? Okay. Installation. This is basically like the same thing, store state and stuff like that. Okay. Pretty simple. Thanks, Bear. Alrighty, and Auth.js is a authenticator. You can log in with GitHub, Google, all that stuff with Next. Pretty simple to use. They have Clerk for a hosted alternative. Check them out at authjs.dev. And we're going to be using upload thing to manage files. This is new for me as well. I usually use Cloudinary. Looks like it's in beta as well. So we'll be checking out how to use that. Check them out at uploadthing.com. Stack table is like a CDN, a SHAD CDN component that has tables. That's how the tables are done here within here. Okay. React hook form. This is how we're going to be handling the forms, since handling forms is kind of difficult in React. You know, like when you update state or something, it may be tricky to handle that. So this is an easier way to do that. And Shad CN UI has a library already written for that. ESLint, I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're watching this, you know what that is. It's a way to lint your code, your IDE, and gives you feedback and error reports, or suggestions for your code. Husky is like this is new for me as well. I guess it's a CI/CD, a way to automatically run tests on commits and code, and lint your commit messages, similar to how ESLint does. Prettier just formats your code for you, so it's literally prettier and more readable. They have t-shirts for sale. Good to know. Thanks, Prettier. So yeah, those are the libraries we're going to be using. Without further ado, let's jump into some code. I'm not sure why VS Code isn't showing here. Give me 1 second. Weird. Explorer, Firefox, code.exe. Here we go. Alrighty. So this is the README. I wonder if there's a way that I can format this markdown text so it's easier to read, but for now we're just going to go back to here. So this is how we're going to get started with this project as a template. So we're going to clone it. I already forked this so I can make my own repo and refresh it whenever this is updated. I can update this from this repo, and you just fork it by doing this. Lead ignite fork, and then we're going to do an npm install. I guess I can run that again for you. If it initially had 3 vulnerabilities, but I fixed them. And then we're gonna want to run this as well. We're gonna need the env variables for this to run. Upload thing secret. We're gonna need to create the next all secret. and here's the GitHub ID and GitHub secret, but salespeople don't usually have GitHub, so we're going to switch that to maybe Google or their CRM login, something that's easier for them. I filled all this out, and I left this blank because I'm not using that right now. Okay, and once we do that, we can do npm run dev. I was having issues with this earlier, but since I cleared the cookies, I think it's working now. It should be working at least. I think I signed in. When I sign in with the default login, it gives an error. So yeah, this is the default login. I'm going to log in with this. I'm going to go over the pages that it has here. Sign up page, all that stuff. So this is the dashboard. This is all Shad UI. I think we're going to move this maybe down to the bottom or in the profile section because salespeople don't really care about this stuff. They just want to get in, get out, and automate their task. You know, we can use this page as their lead form, their lead as a page for them to manage their leads. We're gonna have to update this to the actions that we have available. We can use this as team members or slots inside of the dashboard, so they can manage them like the admin of the dashboard. You can edit that for that. Another feature that we're gonna have here is for them to be able to edit their sales scripts. So they'll, on the onboarding application that I have built, they'll be able to upload their sales scripts and other content, so that we can add that here. So they'll be able to update that here. This is the Kanban board. The agents will be able to update this, and they'll be able to update this themselves, the team members or admin. I think this needs some margin. I don't know why they're stacked like that. And why is it telling me to log in? Weird. Okay, so some of the features we're going to have is we're going to have a search feature on top here, and with a filter that provides leads for the target audience. We're going to have a campaign manager, so we can launch campaigns and handle things based on the salesperson's needs. We're going to have a lead magnet and skip tracer for the leads, and we're also going to have a place for them to manage their contacts and stuff like that. So those are the three or four main features, and ideally we want to be able to let them upload their knowledge base as well to this. So yeah, so now that we're logged in, everything seems to be working. Crap. Right as I say that. Boom. So that seems to be working. Let's get to coding in the next video. This is the intro. Next video we'll get to editing this and working as diligently as I said and quickly as possible to get this to market to see if we can get some revenue. Okay. We're going to be using Vercel v0 ideally, maybe not, and we're also going to be using obviously GPT 4.0. I heard Claude is really good as well. So I think we'll try that out. Just going to be using different tools. I don't suggest you use those tools if you're not familiar with React or Next.js, because it is not familiar with the entire context of the application, and if you don't know how to fix things, you'll break something very quickly. Okay, so that being said, it's TWT here, and I'll catch you guys next time.
No way.